Good afternoon, everybody. This is Mike with Geek Tavern, and this is not your normal show that you listen to. This is a new show without a name, but when it's uploaded, it will have a name. And I am joined with my good friend Taylor.
Hello.
And yeah, this kind of just came out of nowhere. We like music, and we're going to talk about music.
Yes.
So, probably more specifically, hard rock, heavy metal, stuff like that. Quickly, we're going to talk about some new drops from System of a Down. It's been 15 years since their last album, I think.
Yeah, 2005.
Yeah. So, long time coming. I heard them say that it was 15 years, but I didn't realize what 15 years was until you just said that.
We'll see. I've been following System for a really long time because they're one of my favorite bands, and to me, I just felt like it was never going to happen because then they went on hiatus.
Yeah.
And I figured that they were just never going to get back together, and then they started doing shows again, which made me really happy, and I'm happy that I finally got to see them last year. And then they were discussing making new music, but Serge wasn't getting along with the rest of or agreeing with them, and they were kind of fighting with each other. So I'm just it's
I don't know their name, but wasn't it the drummer and Serge?
Yeah, John and Serge.
Okay, yeah.
And they were arguing over some kind of political stuff.
Of course.
And so that happened. So then yesterday, when I heard, my boyfriend actually told me that they had released 2 new songs, and I'm just like, holy shit, you need to send them to me right now.
Yeah.
And he did, and I listened to them, and it was called Protect the Land, and what was the other one?
I had them written down, and I closed it out. But go ahead and talk about Protect the Land.
Well, see, I listened to each of them once. So I didn't study them very much. I didn't study the lyrics.
Yeah,
I need to go back and listen to, and actually study the words and what they're about. But just general first time hearing them both, I definitely liked the tracks, but I just didn't feel the originality that I usually feel from System's music.
Yeah. So the first one, like you said, was Protect the Land. The other one is Genocidal Humanoids, which is a great title, actually.
Yeah, it is. That's a pretty good. That's creative.
So what I have heard about this, again, I should have had this wrote down, but the guitar player, do you know his name?
Darren.
Okay. I heard that Darren actually wrote everything for both of these tracks.
He might have, yeah.
Lyrics
I didn't know
and everything.
That.
And I think he's from a different country.
All 4 of them are from Armenia.
Okay.
I'm not sure if all of them immigrated here themselves.
Yeah.
I think they did. I'm not completely sure. But I know they're all originally from Armenia.
Okay. Protect the Land is about some political stuff that's going on over there specifically. I guess there's I don't know if it's the president, whatever the president is over there. There's just bad stuff going on. I don't know the specifics, and I don't want to misquote it, but I guess that song is that's what that's about. But I like Genocidal Humanoids, I think, better than Protect the Land.
Yeah, I'd have to listen to them both again.
Yeah,
I just didn't.
Genocidal was much faster, more rock.
Yeah.
They're how Serge always. It's almost like rapping.
Oh yeah.
It was more in that vein, and then Protect the Land was. I don't want to say soft, but
no,
it was I don't know, slower tempo wise and.
Yeah, I thought Genocidal Humanoids. I feel like I'm gonna mess up saying that, but yeah, it was definitely really fast, and I enjoyed that about it.
Yeah,
I'm not sure. It's just hard to explain, the sound difference.
It's so funny when you hear
music,
when a band drops, in this case, 2 songs, depending on what you hear first, which one you hear first, kind of impacts on if you like it. Which one you like more?
Yeah.
I heard Genocidal Humanoids first, and then I heard Protect the Land. But I feel like if I would have heard Protect the Land first, I would have probably liked it
more
than I ended up liking it.
Yeah, I can feel that. But yeah, I just did a quick once through of them. I definitely want to re-listen to them again. But I like the fact you mentioned that Protect the Land was about like issues going on in Armenia, and System has always made music about the Armenian genocide. That's something that they're very passionate, like genocide in general is something that they're really passionate about. So, you know, I like that they're kind of going back to talking about their home country and issues going on there again. I think that's pretty cool.
Absolutely. So there's not a lot to talk about in the world of music.
Yeah, all
so
the concerts are canceled.
Yeah, concerts are non-existent, and what we're gonna probably primarily do for the foreseeable future is we're gonna pick a band and either talk about our favorite albums or maybe even go deeper and go, favorite, top 10, top 5 songs.
That's a good idea.
Something like that. So, but this one specifically, we picked, my favorite band of all time.
Yeah.
And I know they're up there for you. I don't know if they're your favorite per se, but
they're definitely up there. They're one of the bands I grew up with.
Yeah. So we picked Metallica, and we're going to do our top 5 albums that they have created. And we have included in the possibilities the cover album. But so basically we're not talking about live albums or anything like that. So
I haven't heard really any of them anyway, so I wouldn't really have much to say about them.
I think I have all their live releases, but
that's awesome.
That's just because I'm,
a huge super fan.
Yeah. So I actually, because they have 10 albums exactly, I did rank all 10.
Oh, see, that's good. It's just I didn't feel comfortable trying to do a top 10 because I don't. I've heard songs from all the albums.
Yeah.
It's just I can only pick 5 that I'm really.
No, I definitely get that.
Into.
And just because I want to,
yeah,
I'll just give my the 10 through 6 just because.
Okay.
And it'll kind of give you a view as to what my top 5 will be. But coming in at number 10, dead last, is Reload.
Okay. Yeah, Load and Reload, I don't know a whole lot about those albums.
I like them and I listen to them, but I don't.
I know they were hit and miss for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I forget, wasn't there one of them that a lot of people liked more? What was that?
There's definitely more hits on Load.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say. I knew there was one that was
I'm gonna bring up
popular.
all the track listings. Okay, so on Load, we have songs like Fuel, Memory Remains. It's really funny because all the ones that I like are literally the first 5.
Oh, really? Yeah, I'm looking at the list, and of course, pretty much everybody in the world loves Fuel.
That's
a great song. It's always
they don't ever not play that song.
The Memory Remains. That's a song I hear on Sirius Turbo a lot.
Yeah,
and I really, really like that song because I had heard it before, but I had never heard it until I heard it on there.
Yeah.
And I know that song gets some crap because of the what was that woman? I forget.
Marianne Faithfull.
Yeah.
I don't know. She's like I really don't know what she is, to be honest. Other than the creepy voice in the end of that song.
Yeah. She's.
She is an English singer, songwriter, and actress.
Okay, I thought she was an actress.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure.
Okay, she's one of the lead female artists from the British invasion, Beatles and stuff.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
And she's still alive?
I think she is.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't say dead, so I guess she's alive.
Well, see, it's funny because then of course, a lot of people with that song, they're just oh, I think she's really cool sounding, or I fucking hate this. Why did they put her on this track?
Yeah.
And for me, anyway, whenever I hear it, some days I'm like in the mood to hear, like I'm just like, oh, she sounds really eerie and cool, and then other times I'm just like, can you please stop? Can you?
Yeah,
please
no, I definitely feel that.
So it switches back and forth with that song a lot.
Funny side story about that song specifically. It's probably the first Metallica song I ever heard.
Really? Really?
Back in, I think it was middle school. I don't know. My mom, we always went to Goodwill. It was like a thing we did.
Oh yeah.
But I found, it wasn't like the Reload album. It was the Memory Remains single. Mm-hmm. So like, there's only like one song on there.
Yeah.
And so that's the first Metallica song, maybe aside from Men or Sandman or something. But like, that's the first one I ever really got into. So
that's pretty cool.
And it wasn't until many, many years later that I honest
to God can't even remember, because my dad started getting me into. I mean, I was really little, so I can't say I got into it.
Right.
But he started playing heavy metal for me when I was like 3 years old.
Yeah.
And so I can't for the life of me remember what my first Metallica song was.
Yeah.
But
yeah, so that one, it unfortunately didn't impact my list, the significance of that song in my life. But coming right behind it is Load at number 9. That one definitely has more songs that are like, I can listen to it the whole way through and not feel bored.
Yeah, I'm looking on here because I actually didn't know like the track listings for these albums, because I never really. But now, like, looking at the list, I love Ain't My Bitch.
Yep. It's a great album.
Until It Sleeps, King Nothing, Hero of the Day.
Yeah.
I love all those. Wasting My Hate. I feel like I've heard that one before, but I don't remember it.
Cure's an underrated one for me. I love hearing that song.
I don't think I've heard that one. But yeah, there's more songs than I thought on this one that I know and that I hear frequently on Sirius.
A lot of people hate it, but Mama Said is just an acoustic song.
Oh, nice.
And it's so good.
They don't do a lot of acoustic stuff either.
I've been saying for years, I don't know if you ever saw it. If not, I'll show you after we're done. But James Hetfield did this thing. It was paying tribute to Waylon Jennings.
Who's that?
He's a country singer.
Oh, okay.
So he played one of his songs at this like CMT tribute thing, and I'm like, ever since then, I've wanted a James Hetfield like country rock album.
That'd be pretty cool.
It'd be super weird, and I'm probably the only person in the world that wants it. But basically, Mama Said is what that would sound like.
Would be unique at least.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
Because he's done like acoustic versions by himself of Metallica songs, and I think he does great. So
I think he actually I'm not sure how I think he'd sound with country music.
After you hear that, after I show you that video, you'll be like, all right, I see what you mean. So I'm in all forms prepared for people to get very angry with me. At number 8, just because I had to put them in some kind of order, I have Ride the Lightning.
Oh.
Yeah. So this one for me... So what I did is I looked at all the track listings, okay? And, like, there obviously is, like, iconic songs on here.
Yeah.
But...
Am I allowed to say anything about my list? Since we're going through all of them anyway.
I mean, it's up to you. I mean, I anticipated this one being probably on yours.
Yeah, it is.
So, yeah. So for me, like, Fight Fire with Fire is a good song. I don't ever listen to it. You know?
Oh, I like it. 'Cause see, I really love the, aggressive, like, gritty thrash sound of Metallica's earlier albums. That's, like, big for me, because I'm really, really, I love the, like, old-style thrash sound.
Yeah.
So, for me, a lot of these earlier songs are appealing. I mean, newer quotation marks.
Yeah.
Newer stuff sounds really good to me too, but I will always.
Oh yeah, there's
have
definitely
a place for these early.
There's
albums.
definitely different Metallica moods, like.
Oh yeah.
So.
Because this. Ride the Lightning is actually one of my favorite Metallica albums.
I mean, if we were ranking the album art, this would probably be number one.
Oh yeah, see, I don't know. I don't know if I.
That might be something we do at some point.
We'll have to do that at some point. But I literally love every single track on this album. I love Ride the Lightning, of course. For Who the Bell Tolls and Fade to Black are both giant Metallica songs. Trapped Under Ice, I think, is great.
It's a good song.
Creeping Death is my favorite Metallica song of all time.
It's got the best crowd interaction. Die.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I recently just went to see that Drive-In Metallica show.
Oh, right, yeah.
And they played it, and I was so happy, because when I saw Metallica live back in 2017, they didn't play it, and I'm like, oh my god.
That's crazy they didn't play it.
I don't think they played it.
Was it Pittsburgh or State College?
It was Columbus, Ohio, when they played at Rock on the Range.
Oh, okay. I was thinking that last time they were through here, because I wanted to go, but tickets were ridiculous. So, like, as you know, but people probably don't know, I'm working on a cover band with some friends and everything, and one of the things they want to do is Call of Cthulhu. I mean, I obviously know what it is, but I don't listen to it.
Oh, it's a great instrumental. Because it's an instrumental only.
Yeah.
And it's really good. Dave Mustaine actually wrote it.
I know. I was just going to point that out.
It's the only song on this album, I think. Okay, I was going to say...
Ride the Lightning. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I knew he had credit for one or two songs on this album, but what's kind of funny, just a funny little side note about Call of Cthulhu, there's a song, a Megadeth song, and it's called When. At the beginning, he uses a riff that's in Call of Cthulhu.
Oh, okay.
And people will comment and be like, oh, he ripped this off Metallica. He ripped this off Metallica.
Yeah.
Because they don't know that he wrote it.
Yeah.
And you just kind of want to kick him.
And then there's... I was going to mention it later, but since we're on Dave Mustaine, he took the whole Four Horsemen song and made the Mechanics.
Really?
It's literally the same riff, same thing. It's just like 3 times faster.
I didn't know that one.
Yeah. I'll have to show you that one. I love the Four Horsemen, but the Mechanics is a great song too. But so, Bring Me the Hate. Again, Bring Me the Hate. Number 7 is Kill 'Em All. I mean, I love the sound and everything of these albums. Don't get me wrong. I don't think there is a bad Metallica album, but
I don't think I've heard a bad one.
Yeah. So I mean, there's obviously Hit the Lights. Maybe one of. I'll say this every time we looked at an album, but one of my favorite openings to an album, because it just fades in and they're like, Lars is riding on the cymbals, and
it's been a really long time since I've heard Kill 'Em All, like as a whole album.
But I mean, it's just banger after banger on this one. Like, so we got Hit the Lights, Four Horsemen, which, as you can see, is Dave Mustaine credit. I think. Oh, he's got 3 on here. But Four Horsemen, Motor Breath. Motor Breath is, every time that song comes on, I'm just like, all right.
I haven't heard that one, I don't think.
Yeah. Jump in the Fire is a great song. I mean, I love it because Cliff Burton is amazing. But Anesthesia, Pulling Teeth, it's an instrumental. I don't really listen to that one much. Possibly my favorite Metallica song, Whiplash, is on here.
It's been a long time since I've heard that. Honestly,
so
I have a confession to make. I actually don't know many of the songs on this album, which is kind of weird to say because I love their early stuff so much, but for some reason this one missed me. I just forgot to.
Yeah,
really.
That's okay.
Get into it.
Phantom Lord is one that I've actually recently been listening to a lot. back in 2013, Megadeth had that Gigantor.
Yeah, I wanted to go to that.
I went to the one in Youngstown, and they didn't do it at that one, but on that tour, Megadeth had Jason Newsted, who was on tour with his Newsted band. Mm-hmm. He came up and sang Phantom Lord with Megadeth, so it was pretty cool.
That's pretty
Which
awesome.
is another Mustaine writing credit.
That would have been cool to see.
And No Remorse. Now I'm sitting here looking at this, I'm like, this is a great album.
Yeah, why didn't I put it higher?
But what's done is done. So, alright, so one more and then we can get into both of our top fives. And at number 6 is Death Magnetic. Again, another fantastic album. Like, I remember waiting for this one. This was the first one where I was a Metallica fan and it was coming out. And this one, just front to back, is amazing.
Yeah,
That Was Just Your Life. Like,
I love that song.
That heartbeat coming in at the beginning.
It's an awesome
Like
song.
I said, I'm going to think every album opener is amazing.
Yeah.
But the end of the line, Broken Beat and Scarred, that one, they play pretty often. That and Day That Never Comes, I think, is probably the most played off this album.
That's the one I know the most from this one, but they play it all the time.
And All Nightmare Long is great. Cyanide, I love that riff.
Yeah.
You know, it's just classic Hetfield downstrumming on the guitar.
I didn't know the Unforgiven 3 was on here.
Yeah, I
love
listening to all three of them.
Yeah, I like them all a lot.
Judas Kiss is fantastic. You know what? I think my favorite instrumental is actually Suicide and Redemption.
I haven't heard it.
Oh, it's so good. And then it closes out with My Apocalypse, which is, again, great.
Yeah, Death Magnetic is definitely an album I need to sit and listen to the whole way. I don't think I gave it a fair chance because it came out. I was like young teenager when it came out, and or I forget. Wait, do you know what year this came out?
2008.
8.
Yeah.
Okay, I was young. But I never gave it a fair chance because I remember it coming out and of course YouTube and stuff wasn't nearly as prominent back then. Yeah. You couldn't just get on there and listen to any album you wanted ever.
Yeah.
And I wanted to listen to it, but people were just like, oh, it's not that good, I don't like it. So I just kind of was just like, oh, I'm not gonna take the time to
it's definitely not
listen
that.
to it. So I want to give it another chance.
So looking at this list, I don't know what this is, but
Demo? It says demo.
It's like demo versions of the songs. Like that was Just Your Life was called Hi Guy.
Oh no.
19.
That's cute.
Black Squirrel.
Wow.
Like if these are lyrics that they just kind of threw in there.
German Soup. That's a good one.
Oh, I gotta look those up later. Anyway, so since I took over and did 10 through 6, I'll let you lead with your number 5.
Okay. My number 5, which I might get shit for this one, is Saint Anger.
Okay.
And the reason it's on here is because Saint Anger is an album that has a ton of sentimental value to me. And before I talk about it, like with this list, I went more like music, like what I like about the music and the lyrics and stuff.
Yeah.
But I wanted to put Saint Anger on here because it's like musically, it's definitely a lot simpler than pretty most of their albums.
I mean, there's still good riffs.
Oh yeah, it's just not as complex, I guess. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So Saint Anger is an album I bought for my dad, like way back. I don't remember. I was probably like 7. And
you had to have been because I
think I was 7.
It came out in 2003, which I would have been 13.
Yeah.
So
I'm pretty damn sure I was 7. But anyway, I got this for my dad for his birthday or Christmas or something. And I thought the album cover was so cool. And and I was just like, I want to buy my dad a CD. He's going to be so excited. And so I went and got him that, gave it to him. And of course, I think he was kind of like at first, because a lot of people shit all over this album. All
Still
the
to
time.
this day.
To this day, they shit all over it. But I know he wanted to make me happy because I was so excited when I gave it to him. So he's just like, oh, okay, well, I'll listen to this to make Taylor feel better. And so he starts listening to it, and we listen to it more and more, and it, like, grows on him. And now, he just, like, ended up loving it. And then it's also an album that my best friend Lizzie and I have always listened to, and still to this day will listen to it sometimes.
Yeah.
Because we just have a blast hearing it. So, that's a big reason why I love this album so much. But anyway, the songs, I really like Frantic.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a really good, high-paced song. Saint Anger, of course, I love.
Oh, yeah.
I
love the video for Saint Anger.
Yeah. Now, Some Kind of Monster I wasn't a huge fan of.
See, that might be... I don't know if it's my favorite song on the album, but I love the riff. I just love the riff.
Yeah, that I like. I think that song was just kind of slow for me. It kind of dragged.
It takes like a minute before James even starts singing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But once because it's 8 minutes and 25 seconds long.
Yeah.
So I get that.
I guess I just don't feel like the song had enough substance to be that long.
Yeah, lyrically, there's not. I don't even. I mean, obviously, something about a monster, but I don't even know what it's really about.
Yeah, that's another thing I had to say. I don't really know what pretty much any of these songs are actually about.
Yeah.
To me, this was more just like a fun album.
Yeah,
that I listened to.
So I'll jump in. It's actually my number 5 as well.
It is?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So that works out. Yeah, this one actually, the reason I love it so much is I had that CD of The Memory Remains, like I said. But I remember watching MTV, because, like, that's what I did as a kid. I watched MTV and stuff. And, they played rock music back then.
Yeah.
So I remember seeing the Saint Anger video, and I'm like, this is cool. Like, these guys are tough. They're playing in a prison, like, and there's actual prison people.
Do you know which prison they did it
I
at?
don't remember. I bet you if I click on the track, it'll tell me. Oh, San Quentin. The same one that Johnny Cash played at.
Nice.
I didn't know that. That's actually really cool. So, yeah, just ever since then, I was like, this is kind of the sound I grew to know.
Yeah.
For Metallica. So, for many years, I wanted to buy this album.
Yeah. But
my mom would not buy it for me for some reason.
Oh, my mom was kind of the same way.
She with music. I don't know what it was. Like, was there a parental advisory sticker on this one?
I think so. Yeah.
Because I mean, they don't really ever swear, but I think there's a couple songs on here they do. So I think it had something to do with that. But so fast forward a few years later, when I got a job and had my own money, this was the first album I bought.
Oh yeah.
Like full length album, and just ever since then, I have loved it. My favorite part is I got the deluxe, and it came with a DVD.
Yeah, that's the one I got my dad too.
Yeah.
Did you watch the DVD?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah,
I still watch it.
I haven't seen it for like forever.
But it's like the coolest thing ever, because they're just in their headquarters, and they're just playing the whole album. Like, the whole album is there being played. And it's just so cool, because, like, they don't play anything off of here. Saint Anger every once in a while, but honestly...
I never heard them play anything.
Yeah, it's few and far between, but it never sounds good.
No.
I don't know why. It doesn't sound good, ever. So, like, it's fine that they don't play.
Well, I feel like maybe it's just because of all the crap this album got.
Yeah, like, they'll pull it out. I don't know what makes them pull it out every so often, but... All Within My Hands, they just turned into like this weird acoustic thing.
I didn't really care for it a whole lot.
I didn't like Yeah. They played it on, they played it on S&M 2 that just came out a little bit ago. And then they played it on Howard Stern. They played like 3 songs on Howard Stern the one day. And they played that, and I'm like, I don't know. Just not for me.
It was weird. It just had a weird vibe to it.
Yeah, because it's a heavy song.
Yeah, and when they
which all of these are. I don't think there's a slow song on here.
Well, that, and do you remember how he was like singing the song like out of tune with like the way the original is?
Oh yeah.
And I was just like, oh my goodness.
Yeah. So anyway, that was standing. It's funny that we both have like
Saint Anger is number 5.
Yeah, like and it's like sentimental to us.
Yeah.
Like. Because I don't know if any other album is sentimental. Like this is...
No other Metallica album is, like, sentimental to me. This is the only one that is.
And continuing on what I was saying about that DVD, when I bought it, that's when I started playing drums.
Oh, that's really cool.
So, I studied Lars on this album.
Yeah.
And, like, I still, like, do things that he did here. Like he does certain things on the snare to, like, for... fills and stuff.
I was actually going to bring that up. I was going to say, like, the drums sound really unique to me in this album. Like, the drums are a component really liked.
That's actually the biggest thing that is criticized about this album.
The drums?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought the drums sounded awesome.
Well, not all the drums. The snare specifically.
Oh.
Because it's very ringy. It's like a high-pitched ring every time he hits it.
I kind of liked that.
I love it. But it says right here on Wikipedia, the drum sound was widely criticized. It says, Ulrich dismissed the criticism as closed-minded. You go, Lars.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I love that album, so I had to put it in here.
That's the reason why I put it in as number 5.
It means too much to leave it out.
Yeah.
So, I know, like, anybody that listens to this that's a Metallica fan will be like, yeah.
I was expecting to get crap for that.
Just to make everybody mad. Maybe I'll get a Saint Anger fist on my arm.
There you go. Or actually, just get the fist as your entire fist.
Oh, yes. We got to make that happen. So, technically, I guess I have now went also, so let's go to your number 4.
Okay, I'm going to break the rules a little bit just because I have to, because with my number 4, I was so split. So, I want to kind of talk briefly about both of them.
Okay.
Because I'm going to pick 2.
Okay.
Okay, first one was Garage Inc.
Okay.
Which I think is a great album altogether. I love Metallica's covers. Mm-hmm. I don't think I've ever heard a bad cover from Metallica, at least not in my opinion. Other people probably...
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say bad. It's, like, there's just certain ones I'm like, yeah, I don't really like that song in general, so, like, I don't listen to it, but...
Well, that's true, and I mean, like, I'd probably find ones that I was like, on.
Oh, yeah.
If I, like, sat down and listened to the whole thing again. But,
there's so many.
like, Free Speech for the Dumb, I remember liking.
I don't even know what that one is.
Turn the Page, of course, I think is great.
Yeah, I mean, that's like, well, honestly, one of their biggest hits. Like,
oh, yeah, it is.
I think that charted.
Die, Die, My Darling.
Oh, great.
Lover Man, I loved.
Yeah.
Merciful Fate. See, that one and Astronomy, I don't really remember.
Oh, Merciful Fate is great because it's just a bunch of King Diamond songs. Well, Merciful Fate, that's his band.
Yeah.
I mean, he has a solo career and Merciful Fate, but it's just a medley of, like, a bunch of different Merciful Fate songs. And they're great songs. It's that one's definitely go back and check that one out.
Whiskey in the Jar is my all-time favorite Metallica. It's one of my favorite Metallica songs, but it's my all-time favorite cover.
I
love Whiskey in the Jar so much.
It's probably the best.
And Tuesday is Gone I really liked as well.
Yeah. That's another one that kind of to throw in there for the James Hetfield country album.
Oh yeah,
well,
yeah.
not
Because I didn't even think of Tuesday's Gone.
Yeah,
When you brought
not that
up.
Skynyrd is necessarily country, but country did this weird thing in like the late 2000s where like all these classic rock people made country albums. Like Skynyrd was on CMT.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, what's going on? But yeah, it's in that same realm of why James should do a country album.
Hey, I agree with you.
Yeah. And then this too, like, because, you know, as if 11 of them aren't enough.
Am I Evil's a banger. I love
and
that one.
that one they play all the time. Last Caress is one of my favorites.
Yeah. See, I couldn't remember
And
what was on disc 2 as
I
much.
turn it off when Green Hill comes on, or Green Hell. Like, I don't care. Last Caress is where it's at.
So What, of course, is another
Oh my
amazing.
God.
That song is absolutely hilarious. I love it so much. I used to blare that song all the time when I was like an angsty teen.
Oh yeah.
I know all the lyrics to that song. Like,
it's great.
I could literally like say it off the top of my head.
One of the ones that's up there for me is Stone Cold Crazy. Like they just, you know, make it much heavier than Queen, obviously, but I like what James did with the lyrics. I'm gonna forget what they even are, but he throws some fucks in there.
Oh, that's good.
Is basically what I'm getting at, and it just sounds so much cooler than the original. The original's great too.
So much more aggressive.
Yeah, it's just Is this all Motorhead? Yes.
Is it?
Yeah. So
okay.
All 4 of those Motorhead songs that they did are fantastic. They played with Lemmy several times before his passing, but I mean, Overkill.
Overkill's a great song.
The guys in the band joke with me. They're like, "We're gonna play Overkill." I'm like, "No, no, we're not." Because it's their version is 4 minutes and 5 seconds, but it's literally all double bass, just constant, and I just can't do that.
Would that just tire you out?
Yeah. Like, I just physically can't do it. Like, my feet get off rhythm, and so I can't do, like, crazy, like, you know, speed
Oh, yeah.
stuff. But, anyway. I don't have a problem with you know, counting this.
Yeah. And then, basically, the other one I was having a really hard time, like, deciding for number 4 is, I want to give it a shout-out real quick, is Hardwired.
Okay.
Because, and I haven't listened to the whole album through yet, but everything I've heard from that album compared to like their newer albums, in general, I have been just impressed time and again. I have not heard anything bad or even mediocre from Hardwired.
Oh yeah,
I think it's a great album from what I've heard of it, and I was so pleased with it. And I believe a lot of like older Metallica fans that, you know, weren't as impressed with like Death Magnetic and of course Saint Anger, because everyone hates that one.
Yeah.
Were also really into this album. Like I haven't heard anybody shit on this album.
It's very good, so good that funny you should say that, because it is my number 4.
Oh, that's good. So
yeah,
see,
no,
we're
it leads right in. So
yeah.
Where you were unsure of which one you wanted to put, I doubled down and put it.
One.
So, yeah, this album's so good. You know what? There might be kind of sentimental value to this one too. It came out at a time where I was still in the band with Mike and Owen, and so like right when this album came out, we had 2 shows booked in New York. We played New York twice.
Oh, nice. New York City?
Not city, but like what was it? Jamestown? Is that I don't know. But like it got our name out there, and so I don't know. I was listening to this album when that all went down, so I just think about that. But
that's pretty cool.
Anyway, I mean when they dropped Hardwired, because that was the first song they dropped off this album. They dropped it with a video, so like I just watched it over and over again, which I didn't realize that song was really short, 3 minutes and 10 seconds.
Oh, neither did I.
But again, great album opener.
Yeah, it just goes so hard, like, right into it.
I was watching a guy on YouTube, I don't remember his name, and it doesn't matter because he won't hear this. And might be for the best, because I didn't exactly agree with some of the stuff he was saying about this album. But my favorite track, and it's probably the most simple on this album, is Now That We're Dead.
I love that song.
It's just a simple, chug on the guitar. I don't know the technical terms, but I just love it. And when they play it live, towards the end, there's like this breakdown part where it's just drums.
Yeah.
And they bring up, I don't know what they're called, but they're big drums, and they got those like mallet things that you hit.
Oh yeah.
Kind of tribal-esque kind of thing.
I'm pretty sure they used those at the drive-in show I saw.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, they probably played that song because I think that's the yeah. So I love that too, just being a drummer. It's just kind of cool to see, like, James isn't surprising to see drum because he plays drums, but seeing Kirk playing drums, I'm like, that's just weird. Don't do that.
Yeah, please don't. That hurts my eyes.
But yeah, they're just all great. Moth into Flame.
That's my favorite on the album.
I remember us talking about that. It's up there. Atlas Rise is also up there for me. Moth into Flame, I'll probably get crap for it. I'm pretty open when it comes to music.
Yeah.
But they played that with Lady Gaga at one of the Grammy Awards.
I heard about that. I didn't actually watch the performance.
So the actual live performance is garbage because somebody screwed up. James's mic didn't work for the first verse.
Oh, nice.
So he gets visibly pissed on stage, and like at one point he stops playing the riff and he just hits the microphone stand and like knocks it over.
Oh no.
Because it's not working. He's pissed. So he's trying to get, whoever the sound guy for the Grammys is, trying to get his attention. So he goes over, and it's cool, but he goes over and has to like share the microphone with Lady Gaga. But anyway, Lady Gaga's down with the metal, so that's all that matters. But I love that. So they released the rehearsal version where they're just rehearsing for it, and like everything sounds great. So it's really cool. She hits like super high notes, and it sounds great.
Yeah, I should have watched the actual performance. I just saw that it happened.
And somebody took the sound from the rehearsal and overdubbed it onto the actual performance. So like, there's like a perfect version.
Oh, nice.
Out there. So, but it's just cool. It's one of the. I love when artists do that, when they play with somebody you don't think would,
Yeah.
Shout out to Murder One. It's about Lemmy. The whole video is like a cartoon picturing Lemmy.
Oh, really?
Yeah. This was after he passed away.
Now, I don't think I've heard any of these Disc 2 songs.
Yeah, see, that's like, even on CD, I think they were on 2, which was weird. When you get down to Disc 2,
yeah,
like, I know them, and they're good songs. Like, Spit Out the Bone is probably...
Oh, Spit Out the Bone I have heard. Okay.
Yeah,
that's a good one,
That's
too.
probably the most well-known one on Disc 2. Because it's just super fast and heavy, and... Yeah, I love this album. I don't know what else to really say about it specifically, but...
Yeah, I feel the same way. But
Halo on Fire is great. It starts out kind of mellow, or no, it starts out heavy and then it turns into like almost a ballad kind of thing.
Huh.
So that was number 4 for both of us. We're 2 for 2 on our top 5s.
Yeah.
Essentially. So number 3.
You want me to go?
Yeah.
Okay. Number 3 for me is And Justice for All.
All right. We're different now.
I think, and like Justice for All, like it's another album where like I think all the songs are really, really great. Mm-hmm. I love the meaning in a lot of these songs on this album, because like this album, of course, One's on it, which is one of like I think Metallica's most iconic songs ever.
Yeah, that's their breakout song.
It's a very heart-wrenching song. Every time, because I've been listening to it forever, and even now it's still like, wow, this hurts. to listen to, like the stuff he's talking about.
I just saw. It wasn't a recent one. It was one of the ones where they were on Howard Stern again, and Howard Stern was asking them like, because it's based off of a book or something or a movie.
I thought it was a movie.
Yeah, movie.
Wasn't it?
So the way James explains this, it's from the perspective of somebody from war, and like I don't know why this never clicked with me, but I never put two and two together. He's basically what do they call it, a vegetable.
Yeah, he's literally a torso. Like his limbs are blown off. He's deaf.
He's deaf.
blind.
He can't talk. He can't. So like when you think about that, when you're listening to the lyrics, it's like this dude can't communicate with anybody to tell them how he feels.
Yeah, it's literally like being stuck inside your brain. So
I actually, and again, that was like last week sometime when I don't know why, I was just watching Metallica videos because I often do that. I found that one and they explained that, and I'm like, I now have a new appreciation for this song.
Oh yeah, see, I knew.
I mean, I knew it was about a movie, but like I just.
Well, see, I didn't know that until not too long ago. Like when I first started listening to this song, I thought he wrote it from like a certain soldier's like experience, coming back from war. I didn't know it was based. Now I do, but I didn't at first. I thought like he wrote it about something that actually happened to a real person.
Yeah. Have you've seen the music video? I assume.
Yeah.
All that footage is actually from that movie.
Okay.
Yeah. So like I always knew that, but I just didn't put two and two together that like this is a person that cannot communicate.
Yeah.
So like it's all in his head. Basically, he's talking to himself. Because nobody can hear him, and it's crazy.
It's sad.
Yeah.
But, okay.
On to happier. Well, I don't know about happier, but...
I mean, yeah, this isn't a real joyful album.
I don't think there's any joy on this album.
Not at all. Blackened, of course, I think is a great song.
Oh, my God.
And Justice for All, of course. I Have the Beholder. Shortest Straw, I love that one.
Shortest Straw is... I just remember... back in the Guitar Hero Metallica days.
Yeah.
This was the song where me and Dustin would, we would compete. Whoever could score the most, Because, neither of us were perfect at this song. I was good at one part, like the double picking part, and he was better at, different chords. It kind of goes back and forth. But, so it was just a battle song between him and I. And I'll randomly send it to him and be like, shortest straw. But it's... I
don't remember. Which Guitar Hero was it on?
Metallica.
Oh, of course. I forgot about that one.
That's okay.
Harvester of Sorrow, I love.
I was going to say Shortest Straw was my favorite, but then there's Harvester of Sorrow.
The Frayed Ends of Sanity.
That's a great one.
I actually can't remember that one too much. And then, Dyer's Eve, of course, is good.
Yeah. Now that instrumental, To Live Is to Die, I couldn't even tell you how that one even goes.
Neither could I. It's been a while since I've heard this album.
Yeah, it's...
Because I love it. It's one of my favorites, but it's not one that I listen to. My top two are pretty much the ones that I listen to most frequently.
Yeah.
But, because I actually, even Saint Anger, I don't actually listen to it a whole lot.
Yeah. I turn both of these on pretty frequently. As much of I'm a huge Jason Newsted fan. Mm-hmm. As much as I love him, and I don't want to give it away where this lands on my list. I guess I could save it for later, but you can't hear the bass on this album.
On this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't hear the bass guitar at all.
Yeah.
Basically a bass player's worst nightmare. Because back in the day, you couldn't look up tabs on the internet.
Yeah.
So, a lot of people learned how to play stuff by sounding it out.
Oh, yeah, a lot
took
of people
forever.
Learn by ear.
But you just couldn't do it because, the bass just doesn't exist. I mean, it's there, but it's so drowned out by the guitars and drums. It's just...
I really like, this is another album I like the drums a lot in.
Oh,
because there's a lot of like hard riffs, and you hear the drums cut, like they back the guitar very well.
I would say that this is probably...
album. Instrumentally, this is a great album.
This is probably Lars Ulrich's best drum work. Out of any
I
of them.
agree with you.
Yeah. It's just fast, and like for instance, and I know how he does it. Like you have to set your drums up specifically to do it, but on "And Justice for All" the song, there's a part where it's kind of like the breakdown part, I would call it, but he's just riding the hi-hat. But instead of snare hits, he hits like the toms.
Yeah.
If you do that on your normal setup, like you're riding up here, you can't like do that. So what he does, he has two hi-hats. He has just an open one over here that he can't control with his foot, and so he can just do that openly. And it's just one of those weird things that I pick up on.
Well, that's See, I don't know anything about the drums. That's cool that you pick it up though.
Yeah. So I hear that part, and I'm like, I can't play the song because I don't have. I mean, I could set up two hi-hats, but in fact, I briefly did at one time. And then I was like, yeah, that's useless for what I'm doing. But yeah. So I'm not going to tell you where this one sits because yeah.
Okay.
My number 3 is Master of Puppets. Making this list, I didn't think this was going to be up here, but then like I think we said it earlier. I sat down and compared track listings, and this one there was just too much on here. I couldn't not put it up there.
I absolutely love this album. It's another one where like there's not. Well, okay. The thing that should not be, I'm not a giant fan of.
I love that song. I'm not holding it against you. I'm just saying I love that song.
I don't know. Like I like it. It just. I guess for me, it's just one of those songs that can it's just kind of on.
I mean,
like I don't really get into it when I.
It's much more mellow. Like, I mean, it's not a ballad or anything, but it's much more mellow.
But like Battery, Master of Puppets, Welcome Home. I love Sanitarium's been a huge Metallica song for me.
This is for sure the last time I'll say this.
Yeah.
Battery is the best opener.
It is. It's wicked. It's really wicked. Disposable Heroes. Oh. I freaking love that song.
Yeah. I forgot to mention it on Injustice for All, but Dyer's Eve is one of my favorite.
Yeah. See, that's another. I kind of feel like Disposable Heroes.
I think of them at the same time.
Would be You think it would be on Injustice? It seems like a song that would. That would be on Injustice for All.
Yeah.
Because it's basically about military corruption.
Yeah.
And then Leper Messiah, love it.
Yeah. The most iconic instrumental, Orion.
Yeah. That's very, very good.
Damage Inc. I don't listen to very often.
I was just gonna say that. Neither do I. I cannot tell.
I have listened to it recently, and I was like, I actually like this song. It's just not one that I ever think of because it has the unfortunate task of being the last song on the album.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like I said, I can't tell you what that song.
And that's a very short album, 8 songs.
Like. Yeah, their earlier ones, most of them were like that.
Yeah.
They're a lot shorter.
I think Injustice was the first one that had 11 songs.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's 3 more. So.
But yeah, their first, because Kill 'Em All only had 6?
Yeah, 10.
10, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, Anesthesia Pulling Teeth is... I mean, it is 4 minutes and 15 seconds, but it's just a bass solo.
Yeah.
So it depends on if you want to count that, I guess. But I didn't know that these were on the bonus side. Anyway. Yeah, Master, probably one of the shortest ones out of them all.
Yeah, that, this one and Ride the Lightning both have 8 songs on them.
Yeah. Oh, actually, time-wise, Ride the Lightning is actually shorter.
Oh, really?
Yeah. 47 minutes, and then Kill 'Em All is 51, and Master's 54. So.
Huh.
Yeah. Their songs got much more lengthier.
So yeah. Overall.
I mean, Master of Puppets, as much as people want to probably say, Enter Sandman is their most iconic,
Yeah.
I mean, that's like...
It's the one everybody... That's the one, like, everyone and their mom knows.
I mean, yeah.
Enter Sandman, I mean.
Everybody's mom knows. Mom knows Enter Sandman.
Actually, that's a good point. Everyone's mom does know it. It's like it's a very mom...
When my mom lived here, she had this weird playlist, and like Enter Sandman would come on. I'm like, why? like honestly, I don't listen to that song ever.
Neither do I.
Like it's just overplayed.
Yeah, like I've even heard it. It'll come on at weddings, and everyone's just
oh
my god, Enter Sandman.
And I used to feel the same about Master, to be honest.
I've always really liked that song.
I just was always like, okay. And I mean, it's a good song. But I was telling you the other week, we actually play that song. So, like, I had to sit down and actually learn it. And it's just fun to play. So, I've come to like it even more.
See, and Master of Puppets is about drug addiction, correct?
I think so, yeah.
Because I thought it was... that's another thing I just learned some years back. Mm. I mean, I've known for a while now.
Yeah.
But I used to think it was like political.
Yeah. I could see how you...
Before I actually sat down and read the lyrics.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a very good metaphor for addiction, I think.
Yeah. I mean, because you're addicted, so like your addiction is
the master.
Yeah, like the addiction is pulling your strings.
And that's when, because like the cover of the album, with all the graves and I thought it was. I wasn't sure exactly how, but I thought it was like political. I thought it was about like military stuff.
Absolutely.
But nope, I was wrong.
Yeah. Again, great album artwork. We're gonna have to do that.
Yeah, great album artwork.
That was my number 3, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So, what are we on? Your 2?
Oh, yeah. Well, my 2 is Master of Puppets, so we just discussed it, so you can do yours.
My number 2, and after I say it, everybody will know my number 1, but my number 2 is the Black Album, or, just Metallica. It's self-titled, but yeah, so the Black Album, with as much as I already talked about my disdain for Enter Sandman, which again, if I wasn't so tired of the song,
it's a solid song.
Yeah,
it's just, it'd be you hear it, so it's kind of like Chop Suey for System of a Down.
Yeah, I don't ever
good song, but
yeah, like when they play System of a Down, that's the song they play.
Yeah, it's just like they have other songs,
At least with Metallica, they do play other stuff, but that's typically that's the mega rock.
That's me. Yeah.
But I mean, this is another one just straight through. Like, I mean, Sad But True. I've come to kind of grow tired of that one even, but it's still if I hear it at the right moment, it's still.
This album was like, I never actually owned this album, but like the songs now that I read through the track list.
Yeah.
When I was like younger, a ton of these were songs I listened to all the time.
Yeah.
Like, Sad But True, Wherever I May Roam, The Unforgiven, Don't Tread on Me, Through the Never.
Yeah.
Nothing Else Matters. I kind of get sick of. Because that's another one. I mean, it's a very sweet song. I like it. But
I'm not so keen on it right now because it's single and everything.
Yeah.
Like, don't get that shit out of here.
yeah, fuck that right now. But so I think it's sweet. It's just another one I think is very overplayed. Of Wolf and Man, I can't quite recall what that one sounds like.
They played that at the first S&M concert. In what was it, 99?
Yeah.
Or whatever year. And it's just great because one of the reasons I'm a big Jason Newsted fan, well, I said James Hetfield fan, which I am, but Jason, his harmony and backup vocals with Hetfield is just perfect. That's actually something that's very lacking with Rob Trujillo in the band now. No offense, because he's fantastic.
Backing vocals, you mean?
Yeah, like Kirk can't sing worth anything.
No, he can't.
Rob can't either. So, like, they try to do backup vocals, and it just
doesn't sound good.
It doesn't sound like Jason's just phenomenal. In looking at these the music credits for all these albums, I'm realizing, which I knew this, but it's just reminding me, like, they didn't let Jason do like anything.
Oh yeah.
Like, he has one writing credit on this album.
Aww.
And he only had one on Injustice, which was Blackened. So that song's actually probably one of the best ones on there too. So I mean, when he comes swinging, Jason swings to his fullest. But he wrote part of My Friend of Misery.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Which starts with the bass. So I think that's why.
I didn't realize how much Lars actually wrote.
Yeah.
I didn't think he wrote as much as...
I forgot to mention this.
Right,
I don't have it pulled up
with
anymore.
All these.
I forgot to mention that Hardwired is literally all Lars and James.
Okay.
There's no writing credits for Kirk or Rob.
Yeah, I thought it was like all like Kirk and James all the time.
Yeah,
like,
no.
For most stuff.
I mean, Kirk obviously, well, he's got a few on here. Unforgiven and Nothing Else Matters is one of my favorite stories. James was sitting on the phone like after a show one night. I think he called his girlfriend, now wife at the time, or now wife. Because Nothing Else Matters just starts with there's nothing on this part of the guitar. I don't know if you know this, but it's just open everything. So it's just an E. I don't know the chord names, but it's all open. There's no fret holding.
Yeah.
So
I didn't know that.
So he was just sitting on the phone. He was holding the phone. He was just messing around.
Yeah.
So like that's how he wrote the opening to Nothing Else Matters.
Oh, that's really cute, actually.
Yeah, like
that's sweet. So that.
So I don't know if that's why he turned it into like
a love song.
Yeah, like
is it actually? Because people use it as a love song all the time, but I've never actually.
I mean, it's about missing home.
But
which you could tie that into a significant other.
Yeah, like because I wasn't sure if it was like a love song or if it was more a song about like maybe like a family member or I would, kid or like a child.
Without really digging into it, because
like
I don't really know,
yeah.
But I think it's more so about missing home life from being on the road. Because I mean at this time when they wrote this, I mean they were on tour for like 3 years. Just for this album.
Oh, man.
Yeah, like 3 years just straight. It was ridiculous. Obviously, I wasn't there. Well, I was there. I was like 2.
Yeah.
But...
when did this come out?
Well...
Year again?
What year was it?
It was 90s, right? 90s.
91, I want to say.
Oh, I didn't exist yet.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. Barely. Yeah, 91.
Okay, yeah.
I was 1.5. But, yeah, so, I mean, if you're listening to this and you don't know how great the Black Album is, I don't know what to tell you. Anything more on the Black Album?
Well, all I really have to say is that there's definitely a lot more stuff that I know on here than I thought.
Right.
Because the only songs I don't think I know on here are of Wolf and Man, My Friend of Misery, and The Struggle Within. Other than that, I know and like all these songs. So I think this is another album I'm going to have to sit down and listen to again.
I mean, I think you're with everybody else.
Because this one, of course, everybody's just like, oh, it's a sellout album, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
so it's another album that I never sat down and gave a real chance.
I don't care. You pop this into any sound system, and it sounds phenomenal.
Yeah. I could see that. So...
And that's the magic of Bob Rock. This is the first album Bob Rock did. And he did every album up until, his last one was Saint Anger.
Yeah.
And I think with getting the backlash from that, I think that's why they moved on to, for Death Magnetic, they used Rick Rubin.
Huh.
But
okay, now what was that, real quick, before we, go on to number one?
Yeah.
What was that abomination album that like nobody even talks about again. What was it called? There was one that got even more crap than Saint Anger did.
Really?
Was it Lulu?
Oh
my god!
I didn't even count that as an album.
Oh, okay. I never listened to it because I was scared to, because that album just got crapped on so bad I couldn't bring myself to listen to anything.
As big of a Metallica fan as I am, I bought it, but I think I got like 2 tracks in and I'm like, this is not for me.
Okay, yeah, I never listened to it. I just wanted to ask about it real quick.
So basically, for that album, real quick, Metallica plays the part of just the band. Like,
so it's not even James' vocals on
no,
it.
James, I take that back. I think James does like some backup vocals, but it's they made it with Lou Reed.
Yeah.
And Lou Reed is known for, I don't know what they call it. Like there'll be music, but he's just like talking.
Oh, okay.
Like he's not like keeping a melody with his voice. He's just like, well, the sun went down, something like that. So like it's just not for me.
Yeah.
There are people that I think like it, but probably just Lou Reed fans.
Oh yeah, that's scary. I don't think I can.
I don't hold it against them for doing it. I just kind of actually erased it from my
mind.
My
yeah,
mind.
let's just
Yeah.
throw that one out.
Yeah, definitely didn't count that. I definitely count the covers album way before that one.
Yeah.
But so what is your number one? Because I can't think of what it would even be. Was it that?
No.
Okay.
My number one. Now we've already discussed it.
Yeah.
But my number one is Ride the Lightning.
Okay.
That's definitely my all-time favorite Metallica.
Well, I kind of took
album.
your wind out of that one. It's not even in my top 5.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, so I guess we don't have to talk too much. We don't have to talk about my number one, because obviously we already talked about it as well, and it's Injustice for All.
Nice. That's awesome.
I love how that album sounds. As much, like I said, as much as I hate the fact that they're like, just turn Jason down, but I just love how that sounds. It just has a sound,
Now, see, I didn't think... I mean, also, maybe I just can't hear it as much because my hearing is slightly damaged, but I never really heard a ton of bass on early Metallica anyway. I don't know, like I said, maybe if it's quieter, I might not be able to hear it that well, but...
I mean, it's one of those things, like...
Later Metallica, yeah.
Yeah,
but
if you're not, like, listening to it, or for it, rather... I mean, it's just hard to hear in early stuff.
It's basically, like, I think Kill 'Em All, Ride the Lightning, and Master of Puppets, I think they're all very, like, lead guitar driven.
Yeah. Songs like For Whom the Bell Tolls, that's one of the most iconic bass riffs.
Yeah.
Because that's what the whole intro is. That's all bass. It's just Cliff Burton. He's very well known for, like, he put distortion on his bass. Like, it wasn't a thing that people did back then. So he I don't know, he made it popular, I guess you could say. But
oh, nice.
So anyway, so that's why that's actually probably harder to hear, just because he has distortion, so it sounds similar.
More like
very similar to a guitar.
Yeah.
So we were just talking about the Black Album. I mean, once Bob Rock came in, like, you can hear the bass perfectly on this album. So
yeah,
because he came in and he's like, no, guys, you're not mixing it. I'm mixing it. Like,
that's probably for the best.
Yeah, so it was basically a fifth person come in being like, no, don't be shitty. Just, you got to make an album sound like an album.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was the top 5.
Top 5/top 10.
Yeah, because I had to. I don't know.
/ trash talking Lulu.
Yeah, that's warranted. I'm sure they're
well aware of
I'm sure if you sat them down and was like, what's the worst thing you ever did, they would be like, Lulu. So that is going to be it. This was very fun for me to
very
have an outlet to talk about music finally.
Yeah, we thought this up pretty last minute. I mean, like, real, just out of nowhere.
Yeah. Yeah, it just kind of happened. And
so, I'm hoping it's something we can continue doing.
Yeah, thank you for, I mean, you could, for behind the scenes stuff, like, you were kind of the one that brought it up.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean,
thank
you for bringing it up and showing interest, because...
Well, yeah, I mean, you see all these people doing reactions of, like, videos and stuff, and I thought, why not have a segment of your show where you talk about, like, music?
Yeah. So, thank you, everybody, for tuning in to what is, hopefully, one of many future episodes. So, we will catch you next time on the podcast. Thank you.